much, y'all. My name's Chad. I am the owner, operator, and I guess the chiropractor at the Wellness Point. So my mission's pure. My heart's to serve. My delivery is very unorthodox. I'm looking at my wife right here. She said, "Don't embarrass me. Do not embarrass me." But most people, when they hear me talk for the first time, they don't like me. But I promise you that you guys will get over that. So just wait to hit the thumbs down button on the video until it's all over. So what I do, so when Senta was talking, I just looked up the word mindful just to see what it meant. And it just means to be consciously aware of something, right? So if you're not mindful, if you're not consciously aware of something, the opposite of that would be like mind empty, right? Like your mind is empty. You're just doing what somebody else tells you to do and you don't think about it. That's the opposite of being mindful. So what we do in our office is we just help people restore their health, right? We get it back because it was lost, because they didn't know what it was to begin with. So if I were to ask you guys, what's your most valuable asset? What do you think most people would tell me? I got two ladies next to me that are pregnant. What do you think their answer is? Their kid, right? But your kids, right? When you're going down on a plane, right? You're flying and they're like, "Oh, we're going down." Who do they tell you to put the thing around your neck on first? The kids or the parent? Yourself, right? Because without you can't take care of what? Your most valuable asset, right? Which is your kids. So even though our kids are very, very valuable assets, if we don't have ourselves, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of somebody else. And what happens now in society is we don't control our 24 inches. And then we think it's a genius idea to go out and say, "Hey, I'm going to go get married. I can't take care of myself. I'm going to go get married." And now that I'm married, I still can't take care of myself. And I don't know what my most valuable asset is for being healthy. Him and, I'm going to get married and then we're going to have kids. So I still can't take care of my 24 inches. I go marry another 24 inches and then I go have a bunch of other 24 inches over here. And we wonder why we're in a healthcare crisis, right? So when I ask people what health is, what do you think most people tell me? If I ask you guys, what is health? Your body. Okay, so everybody has a body, so everybody's healthy. So a lack of a body, if you don't have a body, you're unhealthy. I thought that meant you're dead or non-existent. We're trying to be mindful here, right? Consciously aware of what our most valuable asset is. What is health? What do most people say it is? I'm healthy because I exercise, eat healthy, which causes you to look good and feel good. And if I look good and feel good, I have no symptoms, I must be healthy. 5 out of 6 Americans, you guys can raise your hand in here right now if you know somebody with heart disease, died of heart disease, is on hypertensive medication, recently had a stroke, or had one of the 800 forms of cancers. Anybody in here does not know somebody who's battled with that currently, you or somebody else close in your circle, not like a distant relative, but close. 5 out of 6 Americans will get heart disease or cancer in a lifetime. 5 out of 6, 84% of us. Can you see heart disease forming? Can you see it in a mirror? You go into a mirror, you're like, "Oh, I think I have congestive heart failure." I see it in a mirror. Can you see it forming? Do you feel it coming on? Do people go, "I think I'm gonna have a stroke in 3 days. I better prepare for this and get on some blood thinners." They get on blood thinners after they have it, right? So, what about cancer? You go, I feel 2 bad pancreatic cells starting to grow out of control and mutate. We typically feel it at stage 3 and stage 4, right? Not stage 0.5, right? So do you get diagnosed and then get sick? Or have you been sick and you couldn't feel it? You look good, you felt great, and then you get the diagnosis. Which one? So is looking good and feeling good a good definition of health? I'm healthy because I look good and feel good. So if that's not, and we're mindful of that, what is health? Which means doing things to keep your body functioning properly. So if we define health on how we function, what's the organ system inside your body that controls the function of everything, including being mindful? Your brain, right? So if something happens to your brain and your nervous system, what happens to the overall health of your body? Do you think you feel that right away? No. You know what's so ironic? There's I think there's 5 senses, right, in the human body? The the sight thing, the hearing thing, taste, smell, and touch, right? And like for the last, I told you guys weren't gonna like it. The last like 18 months, they said don't touch anybody. You know, stay 6 feet, don't touch anybody, don't hug anybody. So they take your sense of feel away, and then they, you know, because you know these people are going around blind. They don't have a vision, and without a vision, people perish. So they don't see what's going on. And when you try to tell them, they're deaf. And what's so ironic is that when you get the thing, it takes away your last two senses, your sense of smell and taste. And you got to wait for that thing to get back, you know, which isn't that ironic?
I haven't thought of that.
So if this thing controls us, and if we lose those senses, what do you think they do to us? They control us.